Thank you all for coming through for the kit unveiling for HMCA, Julia Chibaba First League, which is happening for the second time this coming season. It gives me great pleasure to stand before you today and share a story that's actually become very close to my heart, the story of women's cricket and the league that we're running for the second time around, which is also finding identity in our community. In 2022-2023 season, we began the journey, a small determined step forward when we launched the Women's Development League, which started with just 3 teams. At that stage, for me, it was just a simple opportunity creation for the girls, as I was development coordinator in the franchise. All we wanted was for the women to play. And when I started, we had the under 15, under 17 girls, and we did seed the senior women's players in those teams to try and mentor those young players. And from that league, we could see there was a strong sense of unity and purpose, which was growing. In 2023-2024 season, I then took a step up of coming up with a league. From there were 5 teams that put their hands up, coming up with women's teams. And we had Bindura coming through as an invitational side to make them 6. It was very, very interesting to see the girls play in a formal league, turning up every morning to play these matches. And it brought a lot of energy and excitement and competition during these matches. At the end of that season, I thought of how I would actually make this more interesting for those girls and more appealing, and wanted to give it more identity to these players. So I thought of introducing colored clothing. I believed it would bring a sense of pride, vibrancy, and professionalism to our game. And I approached the board, and I sold the idea to them and the vision. And they came through, and our girls are looking all beautiful sitting in front there. And I'm also proud to say it's good, and it's a big thing for me to see our HMCA team wearing our logo as HMCA. Not many people have seen this logo, but from this league, you'll be seeing a lot of that. With that momentum, another idea took root, one that would give the league just not color, but character. I thought about naming the league after the first person, naming the league, and the first person that came to my mind was Julia Chibaba, who was our first national team captain. And I was reminded by one of our reporters, Mr. Brian Gorodema, that Julia Chibaba, she played in the Afro-Asia Cup, and she was vice captain for Africa team, which had a whole lot of guys from South Africa. And which other country? It was Kenya. I already knew her story, that she was our very first women's captain, a pioneer who led the way when women's cricket was still finding its feet. I reached out to Julia to share the idea. Even though it was too early days, she received it with much humility and grace, and confirmed to me that we were doing the right thing, honoring not just a name, but a legacy. From there, the groundwork was laid, the colored clothing arrived, excitement grew, and the name Julia Chibaba HMCA First League was born. And today we celebrate this milestone. We're not only honoring Julia for her leadership, courage, and contribution to women's cricket, but we're also celebrating every woman who has picked up a bat, who has picked up a ball to ball, and who stood on a cricket field representing the league, representing the women with pride. Julia's name now represents more than just a league. It represents a journey, It reminds us of where we started and how far we've come and what the bright future ahead for women in cricket in our region holds. So today we say thank you, Julia, for leading the way, for inspiring a generation, and for giving us legacy. We are proudly for giving us legacy. We will proudly build on. Thank you very much, Julia.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chitare.